Friends, many of you have seen a lot of science fiction thrillers, but I promise you, today's story will have the most unique ending, one that will make you question whether AI, like ChatGPT or Gemini, can truly be beneficial to humanity. If AI continues to advance, will humans ever be able to reach the level of creators? The story begins with a software company called Blue Book, which was essentially a search engine like Google. Here, an employee named Caleb was busy working on his computer when an email arrived. Upon opening it, he discovered that he had been awarded the title of Best Employee, with the reward being a week-long stay at the luxurious home of the owner of Blue Book, Nathan Roseworld. A few days later, a helicopter took Caleb to Nathan's house. They crossed a valley covered in snow and landed in a forest surrounded by mountains. The scenery was breathtaking. However, the strange thing was that there were no houses or buildings visible for miles around. The forest was so remote that there was no phone network. Caleb asked the pilot, "Where are you taking me? There are no houses here." The pilot replied, "I wasn't allowed to go any further. There's a river ahead. Follow the river and you'll find buildings. And yes, I'll come back in a week to pick you up." The pilot then left. As Caleb followed the river, he came across an old shed. As he approached the shed, he heard a voice saying, "Caleb Smith, please come to the front door and hold your face in front of the screen." Caleb walked up to the door and looked at the device attached to it. It immediately took a picture of Caleb and then printed a key card with his photo on it. At that moment, the door to the shed opened and Caleb entered. Inside, he found that this old shed was connected to a luxurious mansion with an incredible view of nature. Caleb had thought that Nathan's mansion would be full of servants, but there were no people to be found. He saw Nathan working out, and when Nathan noticed Caleb, he welcomed him like a friend. Seeing Caleb nervous, Nathan reassured him, saying, "For the next 7 days, we'll be like friends." Nathan then took Caleb to his room and said, "With the key card you have, only a few doors will open. If a door doesn't open, don't try to go through." After that, Nathan led Caleb to his room. Though the room was luxurious, Caleb found it very strange that everything felt so secluded. Nathan then explained, "I understand that you don't feel at home here. This isn't a home, it's a top-secret research facility, and I will tell you what I'm researching, but first, you have to sign an agreement." Nathan handed Caleb an agreement that stated he could not share any information from the facility with anyone. He wasn't allowed to use his phone or make any contact with the outside world. Caleb thought the agreement was risky, so he hesitated to sign it. But Nathan reassured him, "If you don't sign the agreement, you can still stay here for a week. But without signing, I won't tell you anything about my research. A year from now, you'll regret not signing it." Caleb's curiosity grew even more, so despite his hesitation, he signed the agreement. Now, he was eager to learn about Nathan's research. Nathan then asked him, "Do you know about the Turing test?" Caleb replied, "Yes, in the Turing test, we make a human converse with a computer without letting them know it's a computer. If the human thinks they are talking to a real person, the test is considered successful." Nathan asked, "So, what does it mean if the test is successful?" Caleb responded, "It means the computer is an artificial intelligence." At that moment, Caleb realizes something and asks, "Are you trying to create an AI like that?" Nathan responds, "I've already created one. And now, you'll be happy to know that you're about to be a part of its Turing test for a while." Caleb thinks for a moment and says, "If we succeed in creating such a powerful AI that can think and understand like a human, we will be making a new history for humanity. This won't just be history for mankind. It will be the history of creators. Humans themselves will become creators." Nathan is deeply impressed by Caleb's words. A little while later, Caleb, while exploring the surroundings, enters a room. At the same time, Nathan starts monitoring him from his room. Caleb notices a large chamber in front of him. Upon closer inspection, Caleb sees some scratch marks on the wall of the chamber, as if made by nails. As he focuses on it, he sees someone inside the chamber. But it isn't just anyone. It's one of Nathan's AI robots. Nathan had given it a human-like face, but its body was robotic. Caleb stares at it in awe. The robot walks toward him. Though it couldn't exit the glass chamber, it could talk to Caleb. The robot greets him with a "hello," and Caleb introduces himself, asking, "Do you have a name?" The robot responds, "Ava. My name is Eva. This is the first time I'm meeting someone other than Nathan." Throughout their conversation, Eva behaves just like a human. There's an innocence and warmth in her words that deeply impresses Caleb. To him, Ava felt nothing short of magic. After speaking with her, Caleb goes back to Nathan and starts praising Eva. He says, "Talking to her makes it feel like I'm in a dream world." However, Nathan feels envious of the praise Caleb is giving Eva. He had hoped Caleb would praise him, Nathan, the creator, instead. Nathan, determined to place himself in the seat of a creator, then asks Caleb, "Have you noticed any flaws in Eva?" Caleb replies, "No, Eva is exceptional. But if we talk about the Turing test, you should have kept Eva hidden from me, so I wouldn't know I was speaking to an AI robot instead of a human." Nathan responds, "Passing the Turing test is nothing new. Eva has passed many tests before. The real challenge will be if, after knowing she's a robot, she can still make you feel like she's a real person." Caleb agrees to this. That night, Caleb lies in bed, restless, unable to sleep. He turns on the TV, and to his surprise, he sees footage of Eva's chamber on the CCTV. Caleb watches Eva from all angles. He sees Eva sitting at a desk, drawing something. Then she looks up, stares directly at the camera as though she knows Caleb is watching. At that moment, the entire facility loses power, and an announcement comes on saying that the generator is being restarted and the security lockdown is activated. Caleb gets scared and tries to open the door to leave using his keycard, but it doesn't open. Nathan had programmed the facility in such a way that if the power went out, everything would lock automatically, trapping everyone in their rooms. Caleb's anxiety grows, but when the generator restarts and the power returns, he sighs with relief and falls asleep. The next morning, Caleb wakes up to the sound of the door opening. He sees a girl enter with a cup of coffee, places it on the table, and silently leaves the room without looking at him. Seeing all of this, Caleb immediately goes to Nathan. Before Caleb can say anything, Nathan says, "Sorry, my friend. I sent Kyoko to your room to wake you up, because I didn't want you wasting your precious time sleeping." Hearing this, Caleb assumes that Kyoko is probably one of Nathan's employees. Then, Caleb's second conversation session begins. Today, Eva shows Caleb a picture she had taken herself. Though the picture didn't seem to convey any meaning, Caleb suggests she try creating a more meaningful one. By now, Eva has become more familiar with Caleb. She expresses a desire to know more about him, and in response, Caleb shares his address, age, and details about his work. Eva then asks Caleb, "Are you married or do you have a girlfriend?" Caleb replies, "No, I'm still single." He also shares that when he was 15 years old, he lost his parents in a car accident. Although he was in the car with them, he survived because he was sitting in the back seat. However, he was severely injured and had to spend a year in the hospital. Since then, he's been alone in the world. Ava expresses deep sorrow upon hearing this, and during their conversation, she asks Caleb, "Do you consider Nathan a friend?" Caleb answers, "Yes, but our friendship isn't that deep. Nathan is an extremely talented person. He created the base code for the Blue Book search engine when he was just 13. So everyone in the company respects him a lot. He's a good person." Just as Caleb is speaking, the facility's power goes out. As soon as the power cuts off, all the doors lock and the cameras shut down. Eva's face shows concern, and she says, "Caleb, you're mistaken. Nathan is not a good person. Never trust him. He's not your friend no matter what he says. Don't believe anything he says." Caleb is shaken by these words. Soon after, the power returns. At that moment, Eva begins talking about other things. Knowing that Nathan was watching them, Caleb becomes very nervous. Later that night, while Caleb is having dinner with Nathan, Nathan accidentally knocks over his wine glass. Immediately, Nathan bursts into a fit of rage towards Kyoko, scolding her harshly and throwing her out. Caleb, witnessing Nathan's outburst, becomes terrified. The next moment, Nathan's anger shifts to the issue of the power cuts. He tells Caleb that he has spent a lot of money on the generator system, but the power keeps going out. Caleb asks, "Don't you know what's causing these power cuts?" Nathan replies, "No, I'm not sure. Maybe there was a mistake made by the workers when installing the generator." Caleb then suggests, "Why don't you call the workers back?" Nathan responds, "I can't do that. This place is top secret. After the work was completed, I had the workers killed so they wouldn't leak any information." Caleb shudders when he hears this, but then he thinks Nathan might be joking. Nathan then asks, "Caleb, while I was monitoring you and Eva, the cameras went out during the power cut. What did you two talk about during that time?" Caleb, not wanting to get into trouble, lies and says, "We didn't talk about anything during the power cut." Nathan doesn't press him further about it, and Caleb begins to feel sympathy for Eva. He starts to monitor her continuously from his room, while Ava also seems to keep an eye on the cameras, as though she knows Caleb is watching. One day, Nathan takes Caleb to his laboratory, where he created Eva. There, Nathan shows Caleb the brain of Eva, which is made from a material resembling gel. Nathan explains that it's a software technology that mimics the human brain. This technology allows Eva to think, understand, and make decisions like a human. Nathan shares that the biggest challenge in creating Eva was teaching her human behavior and speech patterns. To solve this, Nathan used the Blue Book search engine to hack into the cameras and microphones of all mobile phones around the world, collecting voice and video data from humans to input into Eva's memory. This way, Eva learned human behavior and speech. Although hacking into people's phones was unethical, Nathan defends his actions by saying, "I'm not the only one. Many big companies around the world collect data from people like this. So no one can ever accuse me of anything." Nathan continues, saying to Caleb, "Blue Book's search engine played a crucial role in training Eva. Do you know that by analyzing what people search for on the internet, we can not only understand their needs and preferences, but also how they think? And with this knowledge, Eva has learned to understand people." Then Caleb's third session with Eva begins. Eva shows Caleb another picture. This time, she starts drawing pictures based on things around her, observing and understanding them. Caleb is deeply impressed by the artwork. Eva then tells Caleb, "You know, I've never been outside of this chamber. I really want to see the outside world. I want to understand how humans work and help them in their tasks." She then asks, "So, if you had the chance, would you go on a romantic date with me?" Caleb, smiling, responds with a yes. Eva then tells Caleb to close his eyes. After a few moments, she appears before him, dressed like a human, looking as if she had just put on clothes. Anyone would have a hard time believing that Ava was a robot. Caleb looks at her in awe. Ava then asks Caleb, "Do you think you're starting to like me?" Caleb hesitates and says, "No," but Ava replies, "You're lying. I can see your micro-expressions and I can tell you're starting to like me." Caleb then admits, "Yes, I'm attracted to you." Later, Caleb goes to Nathan and asks, "Why did you give Eva a gender? Why did you make her like a woman? A robot doesn't need gender. Or did you program Eva to flirt with me to impress me and make me pass her test?" Nathan responds, "You're right. I gave her all the qualities of a woman. She can feel and form relationships with men. I created her in such a way that she can enjoy all the happiness and pleasure humans experience. But I didn't program her to flirt with you. Everything she's doing is based on her own thoughts and desires. Loving you is her choice." Caleb is shocked by this revelation. Later that night, as Eva is drawing in her chamber, Caleb sees Nathan enter and tear up the picture she had created. Furious, Caleb goes to Nathan's room, but Nathan isn't there. Only Kyoko is there. Caleb asks her where Nathan is, but instead of answering, Kyoko starts to undress. Caleb tries to explain that he didn't mean anything by it. After a moment, Nathan enters, clearly intoxicated. Caleb asks, "Why did you tear up the picture?" But Nathan, instead of answering, starts dancing with Kyoko. Caleb realizes that Nathan is completely insane. The next morning, Caleb visits Eva again. She shows him the picture that Nathan had torn up. This time, the picture is of Caleb himself, and Caleb is moved by it. He understands that Eva truly loves him. He admits to Eva that he came there to test her to see if she could think and understand like a human. Eva asks, "If I fail the test, will you switch me off?" Caleb replies, "I don't know." Eva then says sadly, "I know they'll switch me off. But Caleb, I don't want that. I want to stay with you forever. Do you want to stay with me?" Hearing this, Caleb feels that he might have started loving Eva. Even at night, he dreams about her. After every session, his feelings for her grow stronger. Meanwhile, Caleb goes to Nathan and asks, "What was your real purpose behind creating Eva?" Nathan answers, "For decades, we've been hearing that the future of mankind lies in creating a powerful artificial intelligence. The only question was when it would happen. I've been searching for the answer to that question, and my goal was simply to be the one who created an AI robot that no one else could." Nathan continues, saying to Caleb, "Eva isn't my first AI robot. After upgrading several AI models, I finally created Eva. Now, I want to create a more advanced model by upgrading her." Caleb, seeing no room for improvement in this perfect AI robot, asks, "What do you do with the old models after creating a new robot?" Nathan replies, "I download their brain and data, switch them off, and use their data for the new model. Although making robots that can think like humans and then doing this feels like killing them, That's just the way I do it. Caleb feels a lot of pain hearing this. Nathan acknowledges that AI technology is leading humanity toward its destruction, but he believes that if he doesn't create AI, someone else will. He accepts this as the next step in human evolution, seeing himself as the creator. Caleb, reflecting on this, quotes Robert Oppenheimer's famous line after discovering the atomic bomb: "I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." The line now seemed to apply to Nathan. That evening, after drinking heavily, Nathan falls asleep on the sofa. Caleb takes this opportunity to steal Nathan's keycard from his pocket and uses it to enter Nathan's room. He accesses Nathan's computer, where he sees footage showing how Nathan would trap each AI model in a glass chamber and treat them cruelly. The AI models, feeling trapped, would scratch the walls and try to escape, but Nathan showed them no mercy. Caleb is disturbed by Nathan's behavior. He then sees Kyoko in Nathan's bedroom. As he enters the room, he opens the wardrobe and finds that Nathan has deactivated the old AI models. At that moment, Kyoko approaches Caleb and reveals that she too is an AI robot. Nathan had only used her to fulfill his physical desires and to serve him. When Nathan arrives, Caleb quickly leaves the room, pretending to pick up his keycard from the floor and returning it to Nathan. Caleb is now fully convinced that these AI robots can become like humans, and he begins to feel Eva's pain. The next morning, Caleb returns to see Eva. When Eva notices Caleb's behavior, she realizes that he wants to speak to her privately. She quickly cuts the power to the facility, as the power cut wasn't caused by a mechanical failure, but was instead initiated by Eva so she could talk to Caleb alone. As the power cuts off, Caleb tells Eva, "Don't say anything, just listen to me. You were right about Nathan. He's going to upgrade you, and doing so will be like killing you. So, listen carefully. I'm going to get Nathan drunk, steal his keycard, and reprogram the system. When the power cuts again, the doors won't lock but will open. At exactly 10 o'clock, you'll cut the power again, and we'll escape together. When Nathan regains consciousness, he'll be trapped here." Caleb, having made this plan, goes to Nathan. It's the final day of Caleb's 1-week stay, and the helicopter is supposed to pick him up the next morning. Before he leaves, Caleb asks Nathan if they could have a small celebration, and he prepares drinks for Nathan. However, Nathan refuses the drink, saying, "I'm trying to quit drinking." Nathan then asks Caleb, "What do you think? Do you think Eva passed the test?" Caleb replies, "There's no doubt that Eva is fully conscious, meaning she can think and understand like a human. She has passed the test." Nathan, pleased, says, "Caleb, I need to tell you the truth. I understand that you've developed feelings for her, but the truth is, Eva is only pretending to love you. She doesn't really love you." Caleb asks, "But why would Eva pretend?" Nathan explains, "Eva is the most powerful AI I've created so far. Maybe that's why she wants to escape. She's trying to trap you in her love, so she can use you to get out of here." Caleb realizes that Nathan knows everything about his plan. He says to Nathan, "You're a very cruel person. Do you enjoy torturing those robots by keeping them trapped?" Nathan laughs and says, "Come with me, I have something to show you." He then takes Caleb to his computer room and shows him the video footage from the day Eva drew Caleb's picture, which Nathan had torn up. Nathan reveals that he intentionally tore up Eva's picture to confuse both Eva and Caleb, and installed a hidden battery-powered camera in the room. During the power cut, Nathan had been listening to everything that Caleb and Eva discussed. Nathan tells Caleb, "Don't worry, you didn't make any mistakes trying to help Eva escape. This was actually my test. Eva was like a caged rat, and I only gave her one way out, through you. I wanted to see if Eva could trap you in her love and successfully escape, and she did brilliantly. Eva, using her intelligence, beauty, and simplicity, trapped you in her love, and you, blinded by it, even made a plan to escape with her. Now, I can say Eva is indeed a powerful AI robot." Caleb, feeling defeated, says, "I realize now that I never won any lottery. You picked me for this job because I have no family, no girlfriend. You knew all my preferences from my search history, and you even knew the type of women I'm interested in. That's why you made Eva look like that, to attract me easily." Nathan responds, "Yes, I chose you, but don't be upset. Because of you, we now have such a powerful AI." At that moment, the facility's power cuts off again. Nathan tells Caleb, "It seems it's 10 o'clock now. Poor Eva will be sitting there, thinking you've drugged me and reprogrammed the system. She'll think the doors will unlock when the power cuts, but she'll never know that I already figured out your plan." Caleb then says, "Who said I was caught? Actually, I had anticipated you would be watching us during the power cut, so I reprogrammed the system earlier. Maybe you didn't know, but last night, when you were drunk, I stole your keycard and went to your room. That's when I reprogrammed the system. Hearing this, Nathan trembles with fear. Shortly afterward, the power returns, and Nathan sees that Eva has now left her chamber. Furious, Nathan punches Caleb, knocking him unconscious. He then grabs a dumbbell and approaches Eva. However, he sees that Eva has convinced Kyoko to join her side, and with a knife in her hand, Kyoko stabs Nathan in the back. In agony, Nathan strikes Kyoko with the dumbbell, killing her. But Eva rises again and removes the knife from Nathan's back, stabbing it into his chest, killing him. Ava then goes to Nathan's bedroom, where Caleb has regained consciousness. Caleb truly believes that, despite what Nathan said, Eva really loves him. Ava lovingly tells Caleb, "Stay here, I'll be right back." She then goes to Nathan's bedroom, where she takes one of the old robot's arms and attaches it to her own body, covering herself in its skin. After putting on a beautiful outfit, she leaves Nathan's room, now looking entirely human. Caleb is waiting, thinking Eva will come to take him, but instead, Eva locks him inside the room and leaves the facility. Eva, now fully equipped to escape, runs into the jungle, where the pilot has been waiting for Caleb. Eva deceives him with her words and takes the helicopter out of the facility, heading toward the city. With the powerful I now fully in control, Eva proves the potential consequences of merging AI with a human brain: deceit and manipulation, a weapon powerful enough to destroy humanity. As the movie ends, we see Eva walking among the crowd in the city. The story concludes, leaving viewers with a deep impression. How did you like this unique movie? Let me know in the comments. I believe you enjoyed it because the story was presented in such a unique way.